What's going on, folks? So we're back here for another installment. Today I'm gonna do things a little bit differently. I'm gonna give you guys a 3 for 1. I'm gonna talk about 3 movies in one video. All right, these are 3 movies I'm gonna talk about. So the title. So I'm not gonna have too much mystery in this. The title of this video is called Movies That Are So Bad They Ain't Watchable. Movies that are so bad that they ain't watchable. You know, it'll be torture trying to get through these because they're just so bad. So the first one is called The Night Shift, and it's about this security guard whose job is to watch or monitor, or for some reason he's in this he's out in the middle of nowhere in this gigantic house. They call it a mansion. Really didn't look like a mansion, just looked like a big house. So he has to house sit a place that's empty in the middle of nowhere for some weird, strange reason. And so the minute he gets in there, I mean, it looks okay, but you know, he's hearing all these strange noises and sounds. When he falls asleep, he has these weird nightmares about people in the house trying to get him. But for some reason, he stays in the house. I mean, he can leave. There's nothing keeping this guy here. He can leave at any moment. He stays. He hears somebody outside begging to come in, even though he's told not to let anybody in. He lets somebody in. And you know, they end up, later on, being one of the people that takes him and something happened at them. Not sure what they did to him at the end, but it just extremely boring movie that didn't make any sense. I mean, if you want to struggle to stay awake through something, this is a good thing to watch. It's good for, curing insomnia. Other than that, it's not too much use to it. And guess what? This, whatever this is on this poster, you don't even see that. Just a bunch of people running around in hoods like they monks at a Spanish temple, or whatever monks did in the 12th century. It looked like one of those type of guys, but other than that, no excitement, nothing interesting. All right, the next movie we got is Pickaxe, man, and the reason why I watched it is, I'm gonna be honest, I seen this poster. I said, you know what? This might be pretty good. Boy, was that wrong. The poster looks cool. It looks good. Movie comes on. It looked like one of those cheap. Remember when Cinemax used to have all those cheap looking soft porn movies? It looked a lot like that. Had 2 people who looked like they would be in a movie, looking for something in the forest with a flashlight that looked like it came from the dollar store. They trying to find this thing in the forest. It could be anywhere, because they think if they got this thing, it'll make them rich and famous. So anyway, the girl was like, the blonde who was with the guy was like, "Hey, I got a breast." He said, "Oh yeah, you got breasts." So they stop and do their thing. She went to the bathroom. For some strange coincidence, the place where they stop off is the little amulet or medallion they were looking for. Um, you like, Becky, I found it. And Becky chops his head off with a pickaxe. Then it forwards to a bunch of high school kids who look like they all should be in their 40s having kids in high school. They want to go to some kind of satanic concert or whatever like that. Then it's 45 minutes of them going to a concert. And guess what? The reason why I was motivated to even watch this movie, to even give it a chance, was to see in the movie the monster on the poster. But after watching it for 55 minutes, you don't get nothing but a bunch of people 45, 50 years old trying to play teenagers and a bunch of fake, boring, soft porn references. And that's it. Nothing scary. Nothing scary. So I'm like, man, I'm done with this. Avoid Pickaxe at all costs. Avoid it. Don't be fooled by the poster. It's not. Yeah, it's weak. It's garbage. So now I want to, I got to give the black people a chance. Okay, black people, can y'all make a decent horror movie? You got the setup where you got the African guy in the African graveyard. A bunch of college students pledging. And again, I'm thinking in my mind, I don't know any black people who would be stupid enough to go in a graveyard doing that. But this is the premise of the movie. Some old African graveyard in Florida. These people want to have their little hazing, and again, I don't know any black people. No black people I know would be stupid enough to do that. So anyway, the premise is that you got the guy in the poster. He was some wrestler, fighter, during the slavery times in America, and he actually he was a great fighter. First he was just fighting different black dudes on the plantation. He beat all of them. Then he started going to fight white dudes. He whooped up all them, and he became the real champion, wrestler guy, fighter guy. And that's really the most interesting thing about this movie. Everything else, they would go into these dialogues, trying to break down lessons for society. And it's like, okay, your dialogue is not good enough. And the people you have as actors, even though a lot of the girls they got looked good, but you can just tell they really didn't have a lot of experience acting. Like the one guy who was the professor they had early on in the movie, who was doing this show called The Hotep Show. He was probably the best actor in the whole movie, but we only see him for about 2 or 3 minutes. And again, we got this great picture of a great looking monster on your poster. We get 45, 50 minutes into the movie, we still don't see him. For somebody like me, if you telling me I'm supposed to watch a horror movie or a movie where you got some kind of maniac killing people, okay, well, let the maniac start killing people from the jump. I mean, it don't have to be every second, but just enough to know, okay, this is a horror movie. It's not some kind of relationship movie. It's not some kind of weird comedy. It's a horror movie. This didn't do the job. Bottom line, it's boring. It's pointless. And I don't believe for 1 second that any black people will be going to let themselves, even if they did want to get with a frat or a sorority, I don't think none of them would be dumb enough to, to go to a place that where they can possibly lose their life. Yeah, I'm not buying that for a second. Uh, the death plagues is a waste of time, and bottom line is boring. So again, stay away from the death plagues. Stay away from Pickaxe. Stay away from Night Shift. They all mainly boring, pointless, and they're not scary. So all right, this concludes my first video of movies that are so horrible that you can't finish them. What did I say before? Movies that ain't watchable. Movies that are movies that hey, the proper thing would say the movies that are unwatchable. But man, you can't watch these movies. These movies ain't watchable. I have to put that ain't in it just to let you know how bad these movies are. They're horrible. They're horrible, but hey, good thing I seen them free on Tubi TV. Free on Tubi TV. Tubi TV has a lot of movies. Unfortunately, 85% of them are bad. You know, terrible, terrible, terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. All right, y'all. Till next time. Peace.